You step into an elevator. The doors slide shut with a soft metallic ding. The space is small, quiet, almost too quiet. And right in front of you is a mirror. Not a tiny one either. Sometimes it covers the entire wall. Now think about it. An elevator is designed to move people between floors. That's its entire job. So why would engineers bother installing something as unnecessary as a mirror? Is it just so people can check their hair? Or maybe it's for security, so you can see who's behind you. Both of those sound reasonable, but neither is the real reason. Because the surprising truth is that elevator mirrors were never meant for vanity. They were installed to solve a very specific problem, one that nearly ruined elevators when they first became common. Today, we're uncovering why elevators have mirrors, how this small detail changed how people experience elevators, and why psychology, not engineering, ended up solving the problem. To understand why elevators have mirrors, we first have to look at what elevators were like when they first appeared in modern buildings. Today, we take them for granted. You press a button, and seconds later, you're on another floor. But in the early days of elevators, especially in the 1950s and 60s, people absolutely hated them. Not because they were dangerous, but because they felt slow. Office workers constantly complained to building managers. People said elevators took forever. Tenants threatened to move out of buildings with slow elevators. And here's the strange part. In many cases, the elevators weren't actually slow at all. The machines were working exactly as designed, but people felt like they were waiting forever, which created a strange dilemma for engineers. How do you fix something that technically isn't broken? The real issue wasn't speed. It was waiting with nothing to do. Standing inside an elevator is one of the most awkward human experiences. You're in a small box with strangers. Nobody talks, nobody moves, everyone stares at the door. Psychologists discovered something interesting. When people are bored or uncomfortable, time feels longer. Think about standing in a slow line at the supermarket. 2 minutes can feel like 10. But if you're scrolling your phone or chatting with someone, the same 2 minutes disappear instantly. Elevators had the same problem. The ride wasn't slow, but the silence made it feel slow. So engineers asked a simple question. What if we could distract people just enough to make time feel shorter? This is where mirrors came in. When a mirror is placed inside an elevator, something interesting happens. People immediately start doing small things. They check their hair, adjust their clothes, look around, avoid awkward eye contact by pretending to look at themselves. Suddenly, they're busy. And when your brain is busy, time moves faster. It's like the difference between watching the clock and watching a movie. Same amount of time, completely different experience. Elevator companies quickly discovered something incredible. When mirrors were installed, complaints about slow elevators almost disappeared overnight. The elevators didn't move faster, but people felt like they did. So if mirrors are mainly psychological, why don't we use other distractions instead? The answer comes down to cost. Mirrors are cheap, extremely cheap. Adding mirrors costs far less than redesigning faster elevators, installing bigger shafts, or upgrading motors. In other words, mirrors solved a $1 million perception problem with a few dollars of glass. So the next time you step into an elevator and see a mirror, don't think of it as a place to check your reflection. Think of it as one of the smartest psychological design tricks ever used in architecture. A simple piece of glass installed not to move people faster, but to make time itself feel faster. And that tiny detail quietly changed how millions of people experience elevators every single day. Because sometimes the best engineering solution isn't mechanical at all. Sometimes it's psychological. If this surprised you, hit like and subscribe for more hidden stories behind the simple things we use every day.